Hey, so I'm just gonna open up my illustration sketchbooks that I submitted, because I've only seen one other person actually post their sketchbook, and it's something that actually really helped me when I did it, when I looked at it. So I decided I'm gonna do the same. Just gonna be flipping over it. I basically didn't really know what to do in my sketchbook. I just kind of put everything in, and I had a few. This is my more like creative ideas sketchbook, and just I wasn't trying to be perfect or whatever, just went through and did whatever the hell I wanted to do. Tend to use pencil a lot. Maybe I should have used gouache more, but oh well. I also didn't complete this. I had a few sketchbooks, so I don't think it mattered too much, but I would suggest completing it if you're only submitting like one sketchbook or something. Markers, markers, markers. More markers. Yeah. Also, I obviously like added some pages, colored pages, because just white is boring. Pen, calligraphy. Everything, really. Jeez. A lot of this is just, you know, at the school or assignments or stuff like that, and I added stuff around here to make it more interesting, because honestly it looked kind of boring. Poetry. Kind of sucky poetry, so I hope I don't pause this. A lot of this is stuff for like research process for my projects that I submitted in my portfolio. So yeah, I also did like pages of acrylics, like mini like paintings, I guess. Also, I tend to draw on everything, so I put these in as well because I draw everywhere. I doodle a lot too, but I think everyone does. Should color that. Yeah, my sketchbook has a lot of black and white stuff. I wish I'd done more color in it. I think they're looking for, you know, variety, and the more you have, like, different stuff. I don't know, anything that would be considered creative, I put in, never finished that. I just put in there. Stuff I wrote, doodles, random sketches, avatar, project I never did. I was going to, but then I didn't. Ballerinas. Okay, this is called, I had paint left over from a still life that I did, and I just slapped it on in like 2 seconds. Yeah, so as you can see, I'm nearing the end. I don't really have much here, like pages are missing. I tend to skip pages when I draw. I don't know why I do this, but I do. I'll just like really random pages and come fill them in later. Working on this. Hope to finish this before the freaking summer. Okay. Projects. Yeah, there's nothing on here. So like the latest project, I think this is it. Yeah, I mean, I did most of the sketchbook. Okay. This was my observational sketchbook. I called it the stalker sketchbook because I would literally go to cafes and stuff and just draw people. I mean, not in the beginning. In the beginning, it was more like just random sketches and stuff, but it very quickly turned into a stalker sketchbook. So I'll flip through these pages. My cat. Oh my god, my people suck. Cats. My cat. I have 2 cats, so I draw them a lot. Well, a lot. Not really a lot. I draw them. Okay, stalker sketchbook starts here. So, chapters, I think. And these are like in November. Both of these sketchbooks I started around November, and both of them I almost finished when we had to submit them in February. So I drew way more in these months than I was ever used to. Obviously not Stalker, but whatever. Bird Kingdom, we went there, drew some birds. It was kind of hard because everyone kept moving, but I tried. These are like the most scribbly. This is my scribble sketchbook basically, because you can't really get too much quickly. Well, I can't. I'm sure other more experienced people can. Train, train station. Travel every day basically by train, so drew people on that. A lot of these are black and white, but like here, when I had time, I would go back and just add some value to it, and that made it more interesting. And when I went to the portfolio review that we had like a month before because of the strike, it usually should be like in November, I think, the professor that was looking at my work said that was a really good idea. And yeah, I drew a boot because they told me to draw a boot. Well, they didn't tell me, but it's in the suggested to, if you don't have an established portfolio, you should draw this and this. He said he also liked that I experimented with the negative space. So that was just, I didn't have anything on there, so I just decided to color it in with marker, but happy coincidences. Ships. No comment. This is Tim Hortons, I believe. Drawing people there. More train stuff. Faces. My faces are the worst part of my human anatomy, so I tried to draw them more. Ballet. I go to ballet, so I drew quite a bit of stuff there. Fish. I have an aquarium. My cat again. Well, my other cat. This is in the cafe below the ballet studio. After this, these are like going to be like the really quick drawings because I tried to draw people dancing. It did not work out so well. You can't really draw people in motion when they're moving, and you only get like 1 second. These are the kids. Yeah, you only get 1 second to draw them, so it was hard. Just gotta flip through these quickly because they're basically nothing. Oh my god. I don't even know what I was doing. This is the last one, yeah. Okay, and I also just submitted just random stuff. So, I'm gonna change my hand. I just had, basically, like I said, I draw everywhere, and I had a lot of watercolor sketchbook stuff, and this was from the school. I did these. Well, I had a really good drawing, and then I just transferred them to watercolor paper. I was going to do a big project, but it didn't work out, so I just submitted them here. This was, I don't even remember where this was, but I tried to include as many observational drawings as I could. So I believe this was Lake Ontario or something like that. This was Cuba. Don't really have many drawings of Cuba, but whatever I had, I would incorporate. Nothing here. Some of them I would draw on the back. These were actually just watercolor like tonal sketches that I did on small pieces of paper. Actually, this is my second time submitting my portfolio, and last time I didn't get in, and I had these as a piece, and I'm like, now thinking back on it, I'm like, why the hell did I have these as a piece? I'm just little sketches. Anyways, these, you may recognize them if you watch watercolor tutorials on YouTube, so I just put them in as sketches, just practicing my watercolor observational stuff from Gage Park, I think it was. I don't remember, Dundrum Castle. Let's see, this is like random pages. Random pages. Yeah. Just basically, I looked through all my sketchbooks, which were older, which were newer, tried to get newer stuff, but I looked through the old stuff too, and if I liked it, I would just shove it into this binder. Just because, you know, the more stuff I show them, and this is all artwork, just submit it. Just go ahead and submit it. you're only allowed 20 pieces. Well, we were allowed 20 pieces this year. Last year, we did just up to 25. So all this, like the smaller stuff, I'm just like, this is sketchbook work. And it was sketchbook work. So, not lying or anything. Yeah, that's a Pinterest drawing. If some of you recognize it, maybe not. I don't know. Swans. I don't even know what this was. Oh, I submitted it because of this. Actually, kind of like that. Yeah, just this was more observational stuff. This was obviously not observation. I tried to do Inktober. It didn't work out, but I did have a few Inktober things, and I put them here. This was me drawing from an anatomy book. Just, yeah. I just try to copy as many drawings as I can anatomy-wise because it really helps you, especially when you're in life drawing and all that stuff. I think this is the end. Hold your breath and count down. Yeah, these are like the worst. This is from the 3D class, and just these are really quick sketches, and I'm like, I may as well throw them in. Okay, so that was it. Thank you for watching. And I'll link the portfolio stuff